Hello, YouTube. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having an okay day. I really have some congestion going on. I've been going on early in the morning or late at night and working into the day to where it warms up, and just the breathing in the cold air and then it heating up and getting it hot into the day. It just really not necessarily congested my head, but I have a little bit of a head cold. Scent of the day is Queer Beluga. Beautiful fragrance, beautiful bottle. I actually really like these bottles, especially with the bulb atomizer. My biggest issue with these are the evaporation issues, and the evaporation issues leads to the dissipation of the top notes, which really sucks. But this is kind of a channel update. I just really feel like making a video, to be honest. So if you don't want to watch, you can obviously click off and F off in other ways too. But anyways, I've really kind of got to a point to where I really had to sit down with myself and talk about some of these things. And what I really want to do is I'm not focusing. Basically, I'm not going to be spending any more money on fragrances for a while. I'm not going to say a long time. I'm just going to say a while. And that is because I want to focus that on building my truck the way I want it to be. Now, I know that's typical white boy American things, spending money on his truck. But, I've always wanted the truck that I have. I've always wanted it ever since I was basically 4 years old when my grandfather had one. And then he had one more recently, and I kind of wish he would have just let me buy it from him. But, kind of got to make a deal where you got to make a deal at. And it's my goal to have this truck the way I want it, and that costs money. So, I have a lifetime supply of fragrances. I have a lifetime supply of samples. So I'm not going to be hurting for wanting a fragrance. But what I plan on doing is at least having one review a week. Basically, one review a week of a fragrance, one fragrance topic a week, and maybe a video on something personal. I'm no financial guru, but, maybe something to kind of have a video to, help men or something like that, or just kind of do something, to really get out there, because really it's a different world out here than it used to be. So just any way you can help people. But at the same time, I'm really not in the position to where I can, do some of the things I kind of want to do. Kind of got to stay on the straight and narrow, if you know what I mean. But, I'm starting to build a small following, of positive comments, positive people. And then the reason why I deleted my last channel wasn't because of anyone in particular. It was just people who are in the fragrance community and they didn't like some of the things I had to say. Now, most of the time, it actually had nothing to do with that particular person. It had to do with people in general who sell out to fragrances. And people, they ask me and they say, why does it matter? Well, it matters because a lot of these people are preying, not, praying, amen, but preying like a predator, like a sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, on men and women who are easily influenced. And a lot of people see it as, they're just trying to sell something, but really it kind of goes a little bit deeper than that, feeding on men who are insecure about, certain things. There's a reason why a lot of men want their fragrances to last long, maybe because they don't particularly last long. But, anyways, they're really vultures, preying on these men. A lot of guys, hey, buy this, buy this piece of clothing, buy this, and girls are going to love you. And really, it seems very, that's just a That's just a gimmick. It is a gimmick, but a lot of people buy into that gimmick. And when you call people out for saying, "Hey, you're really doing this," they don't like it. And I did mention some names some time ago, but really those people, they're big enough to where it shouldn't bother. But really, the true reason why I deleted my older channel was because of people in my personal life saw my YouTube channel, and they would make a lot of negative comments to me about it. People I know, people I used to be with, that they made really negative comments, and it really bothered me because if you know me, and if you ever watched any of my old videos, the camera quality sucked, the audio quality sucked, but I really tried my best to put a lot of information, a lot of I don't want to say opinion, but well-supported conclusions. I really tried to, and I really wanted to have a channel like, Rich Mitch or Rudy, which Rudy does have a pretty good audio quality and everything else. You can't see Rich. He's a duck. But kind of going back to the old days of Eugene and Christo and a lot of these other guys, just a lot of the old people. I don't know, it's not old, but the old people who've been around FragCom for a long time. And there's several other ones out there. But those are really two of the oldest. And go back to the roots of not worrying about audio quality, not worrying about the video quality, but focusing on the content and the way that the fragrances are displayed. And even more so than that, I think the biggest thing is being truthful. Like, I could sit here and say that, oh yeah, go get this vintage bottle. I have it up on my eBay. I'm trying to, sell any of the leftovers I had, which I don't. And I don't have an eBay to sell stuff, so I just buy some things off of there. It'd be so easy to put that on here and put a link in the description and not tell people that the top notes are gone. I could have just said, oh, that's just how the fragrance is. But no, I'm being truthful about it. This has no top notes. You can't smell it for the first hour. You have to wait an hour for the mid and the base to come out. I'm going to say that, I've smelled the new stuff. The new stuff doesn't do that. The new stuff is you have a top, middle, and a very long base. But really be authentic. Just like if you see any of my other videos talking about construction, the dirty side of construction, what you need to do as a worker, even going back to even my tire review, I was honest in the tire review, and I think that's something that a lot of people are seeking still in this community. Is really to drive home the thought of honesty, because we live in a world that has no honesty. We live in a world that has no integrity. And really a lot of people in the FragCom are trying our best to continue to keep what little bit of integrity we have left as a community. I know that, really the community isn't what it used to be. And I'm talking about, even recently, there's been a rapid decline in the community, a rapid decline in the quality of people in the community, as well as the quality of fragrances in the community. And I think that, like I said it, I said it about 3 years ago, that within 5 years, FragCom is going to be dead. And it really is. It really is. There's times I sit down to make a video and I just quit. I'm not going to lie, I quit. I get halfway through a video, and I say, forget it. I'm just going to delete it, and I delete it. And I think that happens because we get so burnt out on this stuff. I think a lot of reviewers quit because they get so burnt out on this stuff. They're tired of the same old song and dance. They're tired of the top 10 this, the top 10 that, the bottom, the bread on the bottom, the meat in the middle, whatever. I think so many people get tired of that. I've gotten tired of it. That's why I really haven't watched YouTube a lot. That's why, and I apologize for some of the guys, when I do watch your streams, I really don't watch all of it because sometimes I just don't have time. But at the same time, I'll find myself, getting too into it, I guess. And that's really what this video is about, is not getting too into things. Because there was a time I got so into fragrances to where as soon as I opened up Facebook, I was ready to basically draw a sword out and slice anyone's throat, coming and going if they had a different opinion than me. Even though I will say I had better taste than they do, than some of the other people, that made me no better of a person. And, I've messaged some people and I've really apologized and said I was sorry. But at the same time, excuse me. Oh, gosh. But at the same time, I feel like that even though there was truth in what I was saying, there is a way to tell the truth without it, you basically looking like a douchebag. So just like with the whole truck thing, I could go out here and, I'll put the best parts on it, with the best mechanic, with the best this, the best that, just like my fragrances, the best, just like my shoes, my work clothes, clothes I'm wearing. I'm not spending $4,000 or $5,000 on a Gucci t-shirt, but the Ralph Lauren one or the Nike, even though I really don't wear Nike t-shirts, there's a whole story in that altogether. But the Carhartt, the North Face, the Patagonia, the et cetera, the Duluth Trading Company, you go on and on, because it gives value. It's like fragrances. They're valuable, not only in money-wise or in, importance to me, but there's value in wearing a fragrance. Just like there's value in, wearing something nice and putting on the best. And going back to what I was saying, sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked. Just because I put the best on my truck and I see someone else that doesn't put the best, that doesn't give me the right to say anything negative towards them. And I've had to come to learn that over the years, and it's been really hard for me to realize that, just don't say anything. They need to be happy for what they have. I need to be happy for what I have. Even though I might have a better fragrance collection, even though my truck might be faster, which it doesn't really matter. And really, you're going to see in the things that I do to my truck, it's not building it to make it faster or more powerful. It is doing these things that make it more reliable, that also happen to make it more fast. Or not more fast, Jesus Christ. Also make it faster and more powerful. Now, coming to the end of this video, I'm sure you've all saw my right eye. I have no idea what happened to it. I'm not sure if I got something in my contact, I tore my contact, something actually scratched my eye. I'm not sure. For the past 3 days, it's been absolutely killing me. I've taken it out, cleaned it. I have more contacts, obviously, but I don't like to waste. I probably need to put a new one in, honestly. That's probably what it is. But anyways, I'm about to lose my voice. Hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you later.